Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. I'm Malcolm Reed. Today, I brought my buddy Craig, the barbecue ninja himself in. Craig, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, Malcolm.
You're gonna show me how to properly cook one of these swamp critters, right?
Yeah, I tell you, Malcolm, cooking one of these has become just a favorite thing of mine. I hunt them, I harvest them, I clean them, I process them, I cook them, and I eat them.
I love it.
Yeah, I go through the whole process. So I can't wait to show you how I do this.
Well, hey, we've got a 31-pound American alligator right here. We got it from Gamekeeper Butchery. Shout out to those guys for getting it to us so quick. And Craig, I'm ready to get started, man. Are you?
Man, I got my knife sharp and I am ready.
Let's get to cooking. So Craig, we got him stretched out here, old Big Al, we're gonna call him.
Big Al, I love it.
I see the texture kind of looks like a cross between, I don't know, chicken and pork a little bit.
I describe the texture more like a pork loin.
Yeah.
In a matter of fact, I cook it to the temperature of a pork loin. I like to get it, 165, maybe a little more of a done pork loin.
Yeah. What's the first thing we got to do to this alligator, man?
We're gonna stuff this alligator. We're gonna stuff this tail with boudin, cream cheese stuffing.
You talking my language. You said boudin and cream cheese?
Yeah, well, I mean,
man, if we had some bacon to the mix, man.
Well, it's actually gonna have bacon.
Okay, hey.
How about that?
That's my food groups right there. Three food groups I like.
Since we're gonna do that, we're gonna split this tail. There's 4 muscles on this tail. The bone runs like a cross, and there's 2 on the top, and this is actually the top tail muscle right here, and then there's 2 on the bottom, and that's the bottom tail muscle. You can see this white right here streak. That's what separates them.
So let's get to it, man.
Yeah. What you do is you come in here and you feel this bone, and it runs right down the middle of this tail. That's where it comes out. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna find that bone, and we're gonna go down.
Just cut right along it. Just like you're gonna fillet it, kind of.
That's it. Just find it and let it be your guide all the way down. See right here? See that vein?
Yeah, the thick fat deposit.
Yeah, that vein of fat right there.
We want to get all that out.
You want to get that out. The thing is, it will not render out of there.
It's going to taste fishy if you cook it with it in there.
That's it.
Or if you eat the fat, basically.
Right.
We got this gator from Gamekeeper Butchery, and it came just like this. It was already skinned. They leave the feet and the head on, I guess, so we know it's alligator, right? We brined it overnight because we wanted some flavor on it, and I used just my basic Cajun turkey brine that I kicked up with a little liquid crab oil, some more lemons, and I put some King Craw in it too. So that was all I did. It soaked overnight, Craig, and now we're just going to get it seasoned once you get it trimmed, right?
I tell you what, it smells fabulous. That brining process, it really helps. It helps get some moisture down into the meat.
So it's going to really good to take on whatever flavors you put on it, right? So this gator had a good life up to this point.
Yeah, he did.
So they put that hole right there in his head.
Yeah.
What about like as the meat comes on up the body here, like where over the ribs and stuff? Is any of that usable?
This is pretty much just gonna be cartilage, and now you will have some down this back. It's
kind of like a back strap.
Kind of like a back strap, except it's real skinny because it's not. This is the muscle they use.
Yeah.
And these legs, as you can see.
Yeah, the legs, to me, it looks a lot like wild turkey or something. It's kind of darker looking meat. It looks totally different than the tail meat. So Craig, we flipped the alligator over, and now you're just kind of filleting out that tail on this side too, right?
Yeah, this is the bottom tail. This bone right here runs along this bottom, and you just go down that bone as a guide and expose that bottom tail meat. Now, the bottom tail has got the tenderloin in there. And what we did over here is you lay that bottom tail out and you expose it. There's a fat cap, which we have gone in here, and there's the tenderloin right there.
Best part of the alligator.
It really is, and it's a good, clean, very neutral piece of meat. This fat cap that goes around here, we've removed some of it. This is that kind of fat right there. This fat right here is not a rendering fat. Texture is going to be a little
you don't want to
gummy.
eat that. It's not good to eat. And a lot of times people say, oh, gator's fishy or something, and it's because of that fat that's left in it. If they'd have took the time and trimmed all that out, it takes away that fishy taste, right?
That's exactly right.
You can kind of just break it down with your hands. It just wants to separate.
Yeah.
Imagine breaking down a beef tenderloin.
And you can just slide your hand, and just like that, tenderloin comes right out. Lay it to the side, and I'm just running my finger down this fat and popping it out of there.
Craig, we're gonna get some of this King Craw Cajun seasoning all over the gator here.
Yeah, we've now got the, this fat removed, this fat cap out of here. So this bottom tail meat on the inside's exposed. Because we're gonna close it back up, we need to get this seasoning on the inside.
Gotcha.
so we get those loins.
Raise
good.
that one up there on this side. Let's get him good. I can run the seasoning part. Now I don't know nothing about trimming the gator.
You definitely got the wrist action for,
Yeah.
for the seasoning.
For the
there.
seasoning.
I can tell you've done that before.
Let's add just a little bit of barbecue rub
Yeah,
since we're
let's
doing a
do
barbecue gator.
I mean,
It ain't gonna hurt.
See, we've got the rub here, we've got the loins rubbed down, we've got all this. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna close this back up. And we're gonna need some more rub, on this outside.
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'm coming up. I'm gonna work
Yeah.
on his upper half.
Yeah, go ahead, let's cover him up. Let's
Get
him
his
good.
jowl.
We got this bottom all good, got these legs covered up good. So
Ready to roll him, right?
yeah, we're gonna roll him over.
Grab that head there. Watch them teeth. Them teeth are sharp now.
Yeah, you don't wanna get those. There we go. Let's hit the top of this guy with this rub.
All right, Craig, before we stuff him, we're gonna put him on this rack. And this is gonna make it easier for us getting him on and off the grill. We're just gonna kind of curl it. Yeah, see, it fits perfect on this wing cooking rack.
Yeah, this will keep the bottom tail muscle together, keep that tenderloin protected, and when we stuff this top, it'll just keep everything right here together.
Kind of creates a bowl, holds it all in.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get the stuffing going.
We're just gonna come in here and, this cream cheese holds real good, so we're just gonna come in here and just form it into this top tail here. And then when we get done getting it stuffed, we'll come over the top with a little more of your Cajun spice. There you go. Look, look how pretty that is.
Yeah, you filled that tail up, man. It looks like he's full. His belly's full. So I'm gonna come back over it with a little bit of that King Craw. You could use whatever Cajun seasoning you want if you got a favorite one.
I got
some
a
old
favorite one.
Tony's.
That one right there.
Then I'm just gonna hit it with just a little bit of hot rub, Craig, just to keep those barbecue flavors going. We're gonna try to prop his mouth open. I got a block handy here.
Get in here. You got to be real careful. The teeth are very, very sharp. Got it?
Yeah, I think that'll hold him open.
All right.
How's that look?
Looks like a gator that's ready to go on the
Looks
smoker
like
is what it looks
yeah.
like.
To cook this gator today, you said you needed a pit that would do 275, and I borrowed my buddy Mark Williams' Outlaw Smoker. I think it's gonna be the perfect pit to cook this gator, man. Well, all we did was start with 3/4 of a basket of all natural Royal Oak charcoal briquettes. Put a couple Royal Oak tumbleweeds right up under those coals and got them going. And then when the coals were good and hot, I laid 1 stick of wood off on it. Now we're burning some pecan today. Got it seasoned real good. I know that pecan smoke's gonna make that gator taste good, kind of keep those Louisiana themes going. Well, we've got the Outlaw rolling about 275. We'll get the lid up. So all we're gonna do is set it right here on the pit, Craig. The basket lets it slide right in.
It's time to put this baby to bed.
All we gotta do is watch it now. All right, Craig, we've been on 3.5 hours, man. You ready to take a look and see what we're looking like?
Whoa, look.
I mean, that old gator's still smiling at us back there.
Where you want to tempt this gator is right down here on this bottom tail. That's your thickest part. And we're at 135, so we've got
Another hour?
Yeah, probably got another hour to go.
So we'll be 4.5 probably, something like that.
Yeah, and with all this stuffing, you can see the stuffing on the top. It does make it go a little bit longer, and we did stuff it pretty heavily.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll probably be another hour, and we should be there.
We're gonna keep him closed up. Still keep cooking him at 275, adding that pecan woods to this Outlaw Smoker. We've only put like 2 more sticks on it, so it's getting about a stick an hour, something like that, to hold it there. But he's looking good.
Looking good. This is just right on track.
This gator's been on 4.5 hours. You're telling me it's ready, right?
Oh, it's
He
ready.
looks good, man.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got that barbecue bark on the outside of him. So we're gonna put him right here. I threw this chicken over here just because I wanted it to look
Oh,
kind
that's
of cool.
awesome. Yeah.
Our old gator
That's
is eating
real
that
cool.
whole chicken. Now, we're fixing to work some magic on him, right? We've got him all barked up. We've got everything cooked, proper temperature. We got to get him sauced.
Man, yeah, we got some killer hog sauce. We're gonna just go over him. God, and that just shines it up, makes it look beautiful.
Craig, we got the glaze all over the outside of them. What are we fixing to do? We put the barbecue ninja trick to it.
It's flamethrower.
It's
time.
flamethrower time.
See how it's hitting the sugars on the outside of this thing? You see them
Caramelizing.
caramelizing
Oh,
there?
I love it. It's a Cajun brûlée, huh?
Cajun brûlée. We're gonna brûlée this chicken. We're gonna brûlée his head, brûlée his legs.
I have never seen that with a weed burner, but I learned something today.
And you just, once you get that sauce to set on there, you get that bubble up and that little bit of crust it looks like it's making, and you're gonna be good to go. There you go.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. It's time to make some gator rolls.
We're gonna set it right up here on the counter. We gotta garnish this gator just a little bit before we get to tearing into him and eating these gator rolls. I did a little bit of low country steam over on the pellet grill while we had this guy cooking. So I've got some corn, some potatoes, gotta have some shrimp, good old smoked sausage in here on him, Craig. We got it all garnished up. Show me how we're gonna make these gator rolls, man. What's next? How do you break a gator down?
First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the stuffing. And you know, it just comes out pretty easy. Just kind of rake it out. This is the bone that runs down the middle. We have a tail muscle right here on top, so we're going to remove that top tail muscle. We're going to do that on both sides. Another top tail muscle there, and you know, the other is the bottom tail muscle. We'll just reach under there and grab it and pull it out too. Now, what's coming out with this also is that tenderloin. So we just go in here, we're gonna get this other one out of here, and that's the other bottom tail muscle, and that's the other tenderloin right there. We can get some good meat off of these legs. I mean, this is good leg meat right here.
Got some bark to it.
Yeah.
That really turned out like, it almost looks like a smoked turkey or a little bit like a dark meat chicken, you know?
And really, that's the big useful meat off of it. Now, you do have these loins down the back where you can just take your finger and run it down.
Rake it out, pull that meat right off the top of the spine.
Right off the top of the spine, just like that. You got that, and you got it on the other side where you can do that. Now you do have some meat on this jowl that you can get in, get off of there. Yeah, that's like a golf ball of white meat.
Perfectly white, yeah.
Look at that.
It's got some smoke look to it. Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try some gator jowl.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Got that smoke taste to it from that pecan wood. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It really is. And
it doesn't taste anything like I expected it to. I mean, it really does have like almost of a pork texture, a little bit of a chicken neutral flavor. You know, it's it's neutral. It doesn't have any wildness to it at all.
And you know, the key really is that time we took there in the beginning to get that fat out, so you don't have to worry about having any of that fishy, gamey flavor in there. And you know, it takes on what we put on it, and we put all good stuff on it. So
that's right.
There you go. Now what we're gonna do next, we'll chop some of this up. And after that, you will go into the stuffing.
So we're putting the stuffing in the roll first.
In the roll
That's
first.
the cream cheese, the
Boudin,
bacon, the jalapeno boudin.
Then we get some of this wonderful alligator meat. You got killer hog sauce. Go down it like this, and then what are you gonna do?
All over the top.
All over the top.
That's a gator roll.
That, my friends, is a gator roll. Let's get the redneck lobster roll.
Redneck lobster roll,
and,
gator roll.
And let's have a bite.
Yes,
Cheers,
sir.
brother.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's flavor, man. Gator texture on top, the sausage, the cream cheese layer on the bottom. All of it has a smokiness to it.
Yeah, you catch that at the end, and
Sauce makes that little sweetness to it.
It
Oh
does.
man.
It gives it sweet, and then you've got that spicy boudin and the meat that's got that smoke on it. And, oh.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little skeptical. This is absolutely delicious, man. Who would have knew that a gator would taste that good? You had me, man. I'm about to give you the elbow on that one. So we want to thank the people at Gamekeeper Butchery for sending this gator. You know where to get gators. You probably go catch them, right?
Well, I mean, I do. Actually, I'm fixing to be going gator hunting here in the next couple of weeks. So,
Season starts in Mississippi like at the end of August, right?
It does. I'm ready to go.
Thanks for checking us out today at How to Barbecue Right. If you like what we're doing, subscribe to our channel. We're going to get Craig over to sit down with Rochelle and I and talk on the podcast. That'll be out later. We'll see y'all next time. You sure that's his tenderloins, Craig? He ain't double packaged?
That'd be impressive.
King of the swamp right there, Jack.